Hello guys, and welcome now to build update number 3. And in build update number 3 we're going to get the vehicle painted. Yes, we're going to get it all painted. Even though we've done little bits of painting during the construction, this time we're actually going to get the whole vehicle painted, and we're going to get all the details painted on it and get the decals on and have it all ready. Okay, ready for the figures, and the figures will be in a separate video. I've already said that a couple of times, but I'm going to say it again. The figures will be in a separate video. So, if anybody has watched the last update, I finished off. I have it at the end of that video. I had the vehicle all masked off, ready for painting. So the first step to do is to give it a coat of green. Yes, green, military green. Now the call out is for get it here a second. Hang on. It's XF61, which is a dark green. I have used it myself in the past, but once you go adding say a dark wash to it and everything else, it just gets really, really dark. And I started then using the NATO green, which is slightly lighter. And when you give that a wash and the you know, the gloss coats and all those kind of things, it works. It's a better colour green, it really is. So I'll be using XF67 NATO green. Okay, where are we? Where's the camera? Right, NATO green XF67 from TAMIYA. So I'm going to get them painted, the main vehicle painted. I also, if you remember, I had some of the I had the shells on the sticks on my little stick with a little bulldog clip at the end of it. I had the shells, I had the 50 cal, I had the machine guns, and I also had some tarpaulins that go on the inside. All the inside fixtures, they're all on sticks ready for painting as well. So I'm going to give them a blast of painting as well. Okay, so when I come back to you, I'll have all that done. We'll have a look at what that looks like before we go into, say, the detail painting and anything else. Okay. Okay, so as you can see from that, I'm after getting the green on. Okay, just a nice, good even coat of green all over the vehicle. That's all that's been done to it. It's got its NATO green. So next I'm going to go in and I'm going to do all the little bits of detail painting that have to be done to that. Okay, and believe it or not, there's plenty of little detail painting. This thing here in the back, that's going to be painted black in there. The two ammo boxes, olive drab, khaki for the stowage there, the tarps and bags and things. Dark green for the helmets, the Brody helmets. That's it for that. And I also did the first layer down on the little bits and pieces that go into it. Okay, we'll have a look at them. I just have the rounds painted gold. I have to finish off the tops of them now with say black and yellow, probably, you know, black mainly, then the yellow bit at the top, or red at the top. I don't know, I must do a bit of checking out onto those as to what colours go where and what kind of rounds are what. Here then on this sticky bit we've got the 50 cal all done in NATO black. So for this, the bottom part of that has to be done in this green, the NATO green. Box, ammo box in olive drab, the rounds there in gold. Everything else then on the machine gun is grand, bar say the side holding pieces, they got to be in green, and so does have to the stand for it. The machine gun itself, I'm going to leave it black and then give it a blue wash, like I said earlier on. I'll give it a blue wash, and that makes it look blue. And then we got the those little bits of tarps that go in there, so they just just get a bit of a black wash just to kind of get in around those creases and things and make that stand out a bit. So next now we've got a bit of detail painting, so I'll leave the shells and things aside for a while and I'll concentrate on the vehicle. So I'll just do the turret first. We'll have a look at what the turret comes out like, then I'll move on to the vehicle because there's loads there to do on the vehicle, so we'll put that aside and we'll worry about the turret first. And I'll do the turret first. When that's done, we'll come back, we'll have a look at it and see how that turned out. Okay? Okay, right, so I've had to do this little portion again because I did the turret. Did a little recording of, you know, what I did and everything else. Went on, did another little bit and just checked the recording and there's no sound in it, so I've got to go off and redo this bit. So hence another extra little bit being done onto what I've said I was going to do. Okay, I'm after doing the detail painting on the turret and the 50 cal. Okay, a nice look there at the 50. Everything very nice. Now the reason that looks wrong, kind of wettish, is I literally just after putting on a bit of wash on the stowage and on the 50 cal. Right, so that isn't quite dry yet, so that's why it's a little bit sort of shiny and wet looking. But as for the effect, I'm quite happy with it. Right, so there's the turret. The shells, the painted gold, just have to do the tips of them. The other stowage is done, and again, like I said, just a little bit of wash on them. Right, they'll be all going on the inside as soon as they're dry. The machine guns and the shells, I got to paint the tips of the shells now, and then I'll finish off the turret, and then we're on to the body of the tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the shells, get them all fitted in so I can get the turret finished off. We'll have a look at that then when that's done, and then I'm on then to the vehicle, the rest of the vehicle, the main body of it. There's detail painting to be done on that. These grousers have to be painted, tow rope, spare track links on the front, they've got to be done. The grousers here on the side again. There's some tools there, they all have to be painted up. Same in the back there, there's some tools and some lights and things, so they've all got to get painted up. And all the painting is done then, and then we're going to get the decals on. When the decals are on, then I'm just going to gloss coat it and have it ready then for weathering. We'll have a look at it at that stage as well, and then that's basically the vehicle then finished. Once the vehicle is finished, then we'll go on then and we'll start with the figures. So when I come back to you, I'll have the turret finished off. Okay, remember none of this is going to be weathered yet, the weathering will be later on. Little bits of wash on the stowage, all right, I'm getting that done. As you can see, that's coming up quite nicely now. It'll just need a little bit of a dry brush, or then when they're finished, you know, when the whole lot is weathered and everything else, I just wanted an extra little bit of weathering on those parts. But the detail painting is all done inside there. Okay, it's all done on the inside. Just got to get the usual bits of chipping and all that kind of stuff, weathering and stuff. That's all got to be done at a later stage. Okay, so what's next? Finish off the rest of the interior for this. We'll come back then, we'll have a look at that and see how all that comes about. Okay. Okay, so now as you can see, the turret is all done, and I'm happy with how that turned out. Believe me, I am very, very happy indeed. It actually looks okay, believe it or not. I think so anyway, so let's have a closer look at it. Still being gentle with it because these little things sticking out. I have a habit of breaking off things that stick out, and especially these little fine yolks here. There's a good chance of them popping out. But here's our turret interior. The shells are in place. Those tarps are in place. If I can get a bit of light in there now, hold on a second. There you can see that the machine guns are all in place and everything else. Over to this side. Same again, machine guns are in place and our tarps are in place and our boxes and all that. Our gun still goes up and down, the shooty thing goes up and down, and our 50 cal goes roundy. So, happy with all that. Believe it or not, I am very happy with all that. Next step for that now will be weathering. So let's put it aside for a while, because we won't be weathering for a while, will we? No, now we're going to work on this part here. Okay, I can now take off my my masking because there's no more painting for that section. So remove the masking off my my wheels and tracks and my turret. And everything else should match in there nicely. It should all look one colour, which it does. Happy enough with that. And now on the other side. Right, so there we go. So now I gotta go painting, and hand painting, so not spray painting. So I don't need the masks. I want to get what do I have to get painted, right? These here, they're browsers. They've got to be painted. There's a bar there and there's a bar there, big spanner. They've got to be painted. The tow rope here, that has to be painted. There's a hatchet there at the back. That too has to be painted, along with the shovel here at the back. There's a pickaxe handle, has to be done. And at the front then we've got some track bits, they've got to be done as well. And our antenna, that's got to be all painted. And our tow rope, did I say that? I think I said that. Our tow rope. So once they're painted and things, then I can attach the turret to the tank. It's not a tank, it's a self-propelled artillery piece to a certain degree, isn't it? Tank killer. So would you call it a tank? I don't know. Some people would, some people wouldn't. So I'm calling it a tank. I don't give a shit. So there we go. I had it out of view. I was talking away and I had a bloody thing out of view. I don't even looked over at the camera. Right. So there we go. There's our vehicle. Right. Happy with it all. So now let's just get the details on that painted, just to make it look right. When that's done, then I'll get the decals on it, and then I can put that aside. After I put the turret on, of course, then I can put that aside. And then we're going to work on the figures. So, I'll just get this bit of detail painting done on that. Well, the detail painting is done. We'll come back, we'll have a look at it. That'll probably be the end of this video. Nice short one on the painting. Then we're going to do the figures. And then we're going to weather the whole thing as one piece. So, join me now again in a couple of minutes. A couple of minutes for you. It might take a longer while for me to get all this done, and I will be back with you. Now, so as you can see, I'm after getting all the detail painting done on the body. I did say I showed to you then, and I went ahead and I put on the decals, because there's only 4 decals. There's 2 at the front and 2 at the back. But she's ready now, okay? As in, she's been constructed, painted. Now it's just to make it look real. It's the next video now on this, the actual vehicle now. The next video I'll be doing will be the figures. But the next video on this will be getting it gloss coated and weathered. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of gloss coats, 2 gloss coats. I'll give it one in a little while, leave it for a day or 2 and give it another one. And then that way the gloss coat is really stuck into it well, and it'll take weathering nicely. Okay, because I want to use an enamel wash on it, and if you don't really protect it or don't give it time enough for your glass coat to, you know, to properly set, there is a chance that you can sort of damage your paintwork a little bit. And by having it set properly, it just your wash and all that flows around it nicer. So that's really it. Okay, the construction is all done. The painting is all done. The detail painting, that is. We just go around the few little bits now that I'm after doing, after getting them done. I need a little pointer. On the tracks here at the front, I use NATO black on the metal parts and rubber black then on the centerpieces. Even though they both practically look the same, there is just a slight hint of a difference to it. The decals are on, like I said, and I put a little dot of silver inside the lights. The glass pieces got to go into them when all the weathering and all that is done. I used NATO black for the tow chain, rope, cable, whatever you want to call it. The aerial here I used flat black. Red brown here on the grousers. That's the colour call out that they gave for it. It's probably supposed to look like rust, but you know, with a bit more touch ups and things like that, I can make them look better. But that's all in the weathering process. They were XF64 dark red brown. The metal here for the big spanner and the two tanker bars and the head of the hatchet and the head of the shovel, and the same with the sledgehammer. Okay, they were all done with NATO black, and the wood then is NATO brown. So they're the colours that I used on it. Like I said, there really wasn't that much detail painting on it. Most of the detail painting was here on the top of these. We used khaki, dark green, gold, black for the rounds, NATO black then on the machine guns inside there. Little Sterling machine guns, see them there? There's two there, and there's two at this side as well. Two little Stain guns. NATO black with a blue wash that made them look kind of gun blue rather than that gunmetal colour, which I don't like. It's too silvery. It's too silvery, that gunmetal colour. And weapons aren't shiny. They're not shiny for a reason, because you don't want them to be reflecting light, especially at night time. You don't want them to be shiny. Military weapons are not shiny. Okay. Bloody motorbikes outside, they're frickin' driving up the bloody wall. Noisy bastards. Anyway lads, that's it. So for this update, don't forget to join me for the next update. In the next update I'll be getting the figures done. Purely because I was asked to do a separate video on how I do figures. I'm not an artist, and I just do some basic techniques, and my figures work out grand. I'm happy with how they work out, and other people are happy too. That's probably more than likely why they've asked me to do a separate video on how I do figures. I mean, I've tried to copy tutorials that other people have done, and I just can't. I can't. I mean, if I put in eyes, they look shocked. They look amazed or startled. When I try to go blending, you know, different tones of flesh and things like that, they look as if they were sort of, you know, their makeup was put on by a blind person. They just look horrible. So I stick to the techniques that I think work, and they work for me, and they're simple, and they do the job. So I'm going to leave this video at this, lads. Don't forget, any comments, stick them in the box below. Let us know what you think so far on the M10 Achilles. It's a kit I would definitely recommend. Definitely recommend. The price is reasonable enough, even though it's a brand new kit from TAMIYA. It is reasonably priced, and it's just a lovely little kit to work on. So with that in mind, lads, stay tuned to the channel for more updates. So if you want to keep it up to up to date with updates. Up to date with updates. Lots of dates there. Just click the bell, notification bell, and there you get a notification on your channel anytime I upload a new video. So lads, until the next one, stay safe, enjoy your modelling. Most important, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it and enjoy it. John signing off and saying I'll catch you on the next one, lads. Stay safe.